Yeah, good morning, everybody. Morning, everybody around America, and good afternoon from Nigeria. My name is Tommy Joseph. I'm making my TBC live broadcast right here in Lagos. I really want to apologize for the poor network yesterday on the broadcast. I couldn't go through as sincerely. However, I want to assure you that though you've missed some of what I was saying yesterday, but I'm going to go back on quite a few of them so that at least what I intended to pass out is still passed out. So bear with me, that's what happens in the third world. But thank God, with TBC, it won't be long, all these things change. So you are welcome on this broadcast. Yesterday, we were talking about purpose, and I made us understand that until the purpose of TBC is known, until the purpose is known, abuse is inevitable. And I went to show us an example of how the lack of understanding affected us last year, because that was what gave rise to the discount. If they have known the purpose that they were doing themselves harm and not good, I'm sure nobody was going to go to do the discounting. But they didn't know it, they didn't have an idea of the purpose, they didn't know what it was until they crashed the whole system and they were about destroying TBC. But at least we are happy it didn't crash. Thank kudos to admin and the leaders who stood out there despite all odds. So we need to know the purpose. And like I was saying yesterday, to know the purpose of TBC is not something very hard. No, everywhere. The blogs are there, the button meetings are there, the top leaders are there. Just go on the blog, read the articles, watch the broadcast, watch the videos, attend some of our trainings, and you will discover that you will be abreast. You will know what TBC is all about. Now, what does TBC stand for? TBC just stands to end poverty, and that's all. Globally, end poverty, break us away from the hold of the rich, deliver us from slavery, and also give us liberty, make us liberal, having our rights to do only what we want to say, control our own money, buy what we want to buy, sell what we want to sell, move our money where we want, without a control, without a check, without somebody out there determining how much money you make and how you spend it. That's all TBC is saying. And I think it's a very beautiful idea. Now, at this stage of TBC, many are out there saying, okay, TBC has come to end poverty, but how is this poverty going to end? I don't think anybody in the community right now should cry foul. I don't think anybody should cry for money because TBC is already money. I want you to have a reason to think, with TBC in your wallet, why will you be poor? You don't have the right to be poor. Would you knowing TBC, why are you be poor? Why? Because you know about TBC, you have TBC. Why won't you also tell somebody about TBC? And why won't you bring people, your friends, your associates, your business partners, let everybody have it? And once everybody have it, now can we say we are poor again? No. Why? Because with TBC, it's money. You are cash flow. You are the only reason why you cannot have a cash flow. Take for instance, there are about 7 billion people on earth, over 7 billion people on earth. Only about 3 million have come to TBC. Now, what stops you going out? There's a big market. There's a big market. You go over 7 billion people. By the time you talk to 1, 2, 3, you can bring them in. They have their wallet, they pay them $10 wallet fees, the $100 purchase they are making from you, and therefore automatically you are beginning to flow in money. So there are over 7 billion people who are out there who don't even know about TBC, who is waiting for someone to tell them about TBC. And those are the potential people that will give you a very beautiful cash flow. Set a goal for yourself. Every day of my life, I'll tell about 10, 20 people. You talk 10, 20 people, chances are, and the chances are even very high, 4, 5, 6 will be to eat, pay their $10, make a purchase of their $100. That $100 they make up, they are buying from you. And as long as they are buying from, the money is going into your pocket, and that cash flow you are looking for is already there. So you will have no business to do with the LED, or no business to look for a job. Why? Because you already have a cash flow. TBC have started eradicating the poverty right in your life, if you can understand that. And that's really what I want to buttress this afternoon. When the leadership is saying, listen, you need to work. It's passive, but it's also active. Go out there, talk to someone. What they are saying is go out there, pocket. Go there, create or increase a bigger cash flow for yourself, not for anybody. Because in the TBC community, whatever we are doing, we are not doing it for admin. No, what we are doing it for the community and for ourselves, or doing it for ourselves and for the community. These are the points I tried to highlight yesterday, but I wasn't sure if they were able to go out, because as at that yesterday, the network was very, very, very bad. But I'm sure today the network is better, and I can be sure that somebody out there is hearing me. Now, there's one issue I would really want to highlight, and this is what has probably plagued the community, the issue on fiat. Oh, well, when are we going to go on the fiat? Other currencies are on the fiat. Listen to me, because before I talk on TBC, I will want you to understand that every other cryptocurrency you find out there is different from TBC. There are only two currencies, TBC and others. Every other currency have a different thing entirely in mind. They all have a different principle, different make, different ways of going to the market, different determining factors from TBC. Every other currency you find out there, the value is determined by demand and so every other, they are not, they are all scarcity based, and therefore they have in the hands of the elite. Why gone out there to mop it up, and now they still use it to want to go into that. But with the TBC, it's abundance based. It's entirely a different thing. It's entirely. There's no scarcity in it, and therefore the elites cannot hijack it, except if we foolishly take it to them. And I believe we can be foolish. We are too wise. Enough from landing up from the block, with all other leaders that are contributing to, and therefore we can be careful. We can be account. So TBC is really a different ball game in and it cannot go the way of the going. So let's take away our mind from that point of going to fiat. Now they're saying, oh, but admin said, we are going to go on fiat after fiat. It was there, it was said. But now I'm not talking for admin, I'm not making case for admin, but I am now opening up what I see. Why? Because I'm conversant with what daily basis on the blog, on the TBCs, on the send button meetings, and from other leaders that are there. If you say that, okay, fiat, how are we going to go on the fiat? Yet, I'm asking you, are you sure what is for the fiat? Listen to me. It's a known fact, a very known fact, that we are about 3 million in the community. And with 3 million people in the community, there are over 7 billion people on earth. And out of this over 7 billion people on earth, 1% of this 7 billion gives us a total number of over 70 million people. Now we are 3 million to go and challenge. You intend to go and tell them, hey, us to do what we are possible. Is it going to be possible? Listen, fear for now are category that the fear is premature. Also, admin will share the same argument. At this point in time, we are pre-fear. We are just about 3 million. I are taking out to the elite, out to the trying to keep what we are trying to what we are exposing. And to me, right on the field is not what you and I, is not what we should ask admin for or ask the leaders for. It's not what we ask on the blog or ask on the meetings or ask in any form. Get out there. Sorry, it's raining outside here in Nigeria, and therefore maybe again I don't know how you are, but the noise you are hearing is the rain. So sorry about that, but we will start the broadcast because the network is good and therefore we will continue. So now, as I was saying, going on the field at this is not going to do us good. No, it's only going to cause us a setback. Why? Because now, if we go on the field and they are going to accept us on the field, look at what they are going to do. They are going to buy off everything we have. One TBC is just about 8 million, but the ultimate price is about 1 billion. Now, imagine you going out to sell your TBC at this stage at 8 million. You have just given it to the elite, and in the very near future, when they work on it, they have just lost 992 million to them. Praise of God. Why give out 1 billion, 8 million? Why 900 and for nothing simply because I'm only ignorance can make you honor. But if we therefore please advocate time we have the issue is not fear, but it's growing the community. If we grow the community, we don't have to go to them. No, they will come to us. And at that point in time, we are delivered. So please, as much as possible, look, I don't know what at the back of admin's mind. I don't know. But the fear will come. But for now, we hinge our mind on it is very, very premature. To go out and think, oh, it must happen now. We need money. Listen, you can make money. Why? Because there are people out there that have not come in yet. Our target is 1 billion. We are only 3 million right now. That means there's about over 996 million out there that have not yet come in to meet the number. So how on earth will you now ignore? We'll give it and think about going to the bank. It's not wise. So please, rather than thinking of the bank, thinking on the of the fear, please let's concentrate on growing the community. Let's grow it. Let's go all out there, grow the community, let it become big, and now we will be more in number. I want you to look at this scenario that I'm trying to put across. Now we are just 3 million. They are over 70 million. When we are 70 million, we are we are just about equal. When we are over 70 million, we are just getting about a par in number, but we are not as powerful as they are. Why? Because they still have the tool, they still have the fiat currency, they still have the powers, they still have the government, they still have the arms at their disposal. So to me, to be able to win this war, to be able to end this poverty, to be able to have ourselves in a position where the elites will bow to us, we have to go to the community. You can agree with me by 100 million, 200 million, the statement is made, the point is made. At that point in time, without talking, without going on the fear, the elites, the establishment knows, hey, this movement is strong, and therefore we either join them or we lose out. And at that point in time, they will come. Now, when they come, we dictate the terms, and at that point in time, we will be in charge. At that point in time, we've ceased from being slaves. At that point in time, we've ceased from being the ones they toss up and down, taking our time, making us do the jobs, they get the whole money and giving us the peanuts. So please, as much as possible, I want you to have at the back of your mind, listen, out there are well over 906 million people that need to come into the community for us to hit the ultimate price of 1 billion. Two, I will want you to have at the back of your mind that the so-called elites, the establishment you are going to fight, they are about 1%. But 1% of over 70 billion is over 70 million people. So over 7 billion people, 1% is over 70 million people. We are just 3 million. How can 3 million fight over 70 million? That's a pipe dream. That's a dream. That's a wishful thinking. If wishes are horses, everybody will ride, but wishes are not horses. So the point I'm trying to pass across is, hey, go out the community. Leave out of it. Leave out of it. Take your mind away from the bank. The money can come in without the bank. And what admin is trying to make us understand is, hey, we don't need a bank. No, we have all it takes to bring the bank. We have all it takes to position ourselves where we will be a need to the bank. The elites don't need us. They oppose us. Why? Because we are trying to break from their clutches. We're trying to break out from. They can't want us there. So the best thing we can do is let's grow our community. And in growing the community, the parameters are set. The money you want from the elite, the money you want from the bank, the money job, have it from billion people. It costs nothing to do that. No, out of every 7, target 1. Out of every 7, target 1. You may be shocked if you go out and say out of every 7, you target 1, you may get 2 or 3. If all of us can do that, before the end of this year, we will have the establishment right under our feet. And that's where we need to put them. But the only way to put them is to go out. And therefore, for those of you that are getting discouraged because of the fiat issue, listen, the lingering of the fiat is not the problem of admin. No, it's a problem the community need to understand and face. Fiat will definitely come, but we have a part to do. The banks have no part to do. Admin has no part to do. The leaders have no part to do. You and I have a part to do. We are the foot soldiers. We are the ones going to war. So let's go to war. And how do we war? To build a community. Just let's build a community. And there is nothing else we will need. And there's going to be no stoppage for that. Now, You go out there at times also. I know one of the few challenges we face. I faced it and I'm still facing it, but I'm not giving up on it. When you go out there, what people understand is networking and multi-level marketing. Yes, and when you come, they tend to have a mindset about, oh, if I bring so what's going to be my compensation? On what they get, what's going to be my compensation? Look, make it clear from day one. TBC is a network, but it's not a multi-level marketing. TBC reward anyway, but it's a reward, not there's no multi-level rewarding. And also make them understand that, look, though you bring 100 people, TBC will give you, the community will give the admin will give you 10, but that's not a multi-level. Why? Because whatsoever the 100 under you also bring in, you don't have anything on it. But most importantly, to separate TBC, to separate what we are doing in this community and the multi-level marketing, let them know from day one that, hey, TBC is an investment. It's an investment. It's a digital investment that will mature with time, that will with time and become the real establishment and not what we have today. So that when someone is coming in, when they're asking you, oh, this is, if I put in money, when am I cashing out? Listen, be blunt from day one. Don't say next year, no. Paint the picture the way it is. Hey, this is what TBC is. It's a community, the community is going. 1 billion people is our target, and our coin will reach the ultimate price. Fear you're talking about, year will come. But for now, we are just about 3 million in the community, and the established is over 70 million. So we still have a long way to go. Like I was reading on the blog, someone said, oh, we're on the bridge already, but the bridge is a long one. So we are already on the bridge. We will cross. But so let anyone understand, if you are coming in, come in with the mind that, hey, this is an investment. I will reap someday. If we can catch everything the leaders are saying, admin is saying, he's thinking, he's planning, if we can rally around the leadership and do what he's saying, this thing can happen in the shortest time possible. If we don't do it also, it may take longer, but it's not admin's fault, it's not anybody's fault. No, it takes a process. And as much as possible, when I say go on the blog, there's learn only this and how to go about it. If you visit the blog, read the articles, attend the send button meetings if you have a send buttons on, and enroll people. When you go there, you will know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to do. And when you go out and do it, you will discover that you yourself will force away from the establishment. And you will also be able to explain to somebody how to take his way away from the establishment. Like I was saying yesterday, someone came to me to talk to, and after the guy going to cash out. From day one, I told him all I've just said. It can happen next month, it can happen next year, but this is it. Consider it an investment. What you are doing here is like an estate. It appreciates every now and then. The only difference is that this is digital. So consider TBC a digital estate, a digital investment, a digital asset that matures with time. That one day, in the very near future, I'm optimistic, it won't be far. In the very near future, you will not regret getting into it. And this guy left me out talking to him, and he went to his bank and spoke with his bankers, and the bankers said, well, hold on first. And then he came back to me, sir, I never said I should hold on first. I said, yes. They told you the truth. Why? Because they won't give you the go ahead, because that's the establishment. What we are doing is going, we are out. What we are doing at their and over me, and therefore they will not be categorical in, don't go in. So no, they also look, this movement is something. I said, he told you the truth. He didn't tell you don't go into it. He didn't say go into it. Why? Because he understands what it is. And so I am happy about that. So all I'm going to tell you is, now you've heard what the Bible is. Yet, get that word. That's what they said. Okay. Me, I will tell you, get into it. Venture into it. By the time you are going to come into it, it may be late. And listen, people, that's the plain truth. That's the plain truth. Anybody you meet now, make them understand that they are in the better. If they are waiting for that, they're already out. Why? Because things have grown, things have changed. And at that time, they are going to be late. So please forget about the fear, forget about what it was. Look, build your own cash. Build your own cash flow. TBC is ending over people are selling. One of the leaders was talking. I don't want to call his name before somebody goes after him. The last year he sales of over $200,000. $200,000. Sales. Are you saying he's still poor? No, he's not poor. I make sales. So, experience with you. I work